So it occurred to us this week that we hadn't officially introduced you to our dogs, Roni and Chase. And we felt like this is a perfect time to go ahead and introduce them. Let's go ahead and get into the video, guys. Okay, so Roni. So first thing I'm going to tell you is she is part chow. Stop. So this is the story of my dog Roni. I actually found her up in northern Missouri, and I've owned her for about 7 years now. Her name is Roni because I named her after pepperoni, and there's a funny story behind that. So I actually found her roaming up along the highway in northern Missouri when I was going to school up there. And I lived about a block off the highway as it went through town, and I was on my way to a bank, and I noticed that she was kind of near where I lived. And I figured, oh, her owner's gonna find her and pick her up. And so I went to the bank, and then on my way back, still raining, and she was even closer to my house at the time. And so what I did was I went into the refrigerator and I couldn't find anything that I had that could coax her in. So I actually found a piece of my roommate's pepperoni to coax her in. And yeah, so that's where she actually gets her name from, is after pepperoni. So I took her to the Humane Society up there, and they said they didn't have enough capacity for her to hold her long term. So I told them to keep me updated on whether or not her owners came and picked her up. Nobody claimed her. I actually went to go visit her 3 or 4 out of those 5 days. And when I picked her up, she was super happy to see me. She had gotten to know me over those couple of days. And I gave her a nice long bath whenever I got her home, and she's been seriously the best companion since I've had her. I've had her about 7 years, and I think she was about 1 year to 1.5 years old when I first got her, so she's about 8 or 8.5 right now. And she is a sassy little girl, and she reminds me a lot more of a cat than she does a dog because she's very dainty with her feet. So you guys might be wondering what Roni is as far as breed goes, and I guess the technical term is mutt. She is a mutt, but we had her DNA tested, and we actually found out that on her grandparents' side she has part greyhound and part chow. So she's got a curly tail, she's got a blue tongue, and so that's a little bit of the chow, and she's a little sassy, a little standoffish. That's the chow breed. But once you're around her for a couple days, she gets to know you, and then you become part of the inner circle. She protects you just like she does us. So yeah, that's the story of Roni and how she came into my life, and she gets along really well with our other dog, Chase.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello. This is Chase, my sweet 10-year-old puppy. Yep, we call him a puppy because he acts like one, but he's actually 10 years old. So I got him when he was just 8 weeks old off of petfinder.com. Chase is a mutt through and through, but actually, oddly enough, I know exactly what he's made of because my parents were flying on a plane once, and they had a Sky Mall magazine in front of the chair in front of them, and inside, there's all these quirky things, but inside was a mutt DNA kit. They got one for me for my birthday as a joke, and it was actually super interesting. So Chase is a combination of a Basenji, a Golden Retriever, a Labrador, a Cocker Spaniel, and a Shih Tzu. And it's kind of funny because I can actually see a lot of different traits of all those different dogs in him. He is just the best combination of dog there is, in my opinion. Chase has been there through the hardest times of my life, through all of my 20s. And we have this bumper sticker on the back of our car that said, "Who rescued who?" And I feel like that's so appropriate for Chase and I, because I really just feel like I don't know what I would have done without him. And yeah, I rescued him, but in a big way, he rescued me too. So something you never know about Chase just by looking at him is that actually 5 years ago, he had cancer. I took him to the vet when I noticed this weird lump, actually when he was 2.5, and the vet just said, it's nothing, it's just a fatty tumor, it's nothing to be worried about. Well, when I moved to Missouri, I got a new vet, and I pointed the lump out again to this new vet just to make sure everything was fine. and she was really concerned about it. One thing I noticed was that this tumor kept changing size. It would get bigger and smaller, which initially made me think it wasn't cancer. But turns out that's a telltale sign of a certain kind of cancer that dogs get called a mast cell tumor, M-A-S-T. And so they sent the results to a pathologist, and it came back that it was cancer. So he had a pretty extensive surgery to remove, it wasn't that big of a tumor, about that big, but they had to take a lot of tissue from around that to make sure that it wouldn't come back. But even with that surgery, he has a 50% chance of it coming back. But so far, that was 5 years ago, and he's been good. So we just try to give him the best food we can, give him lots of exercise so that he can stay healthy. Chase's favorite things in life are being close to mama, getting his back scratched, playing, and of course, getting some treats. All right, this is his favorite trick. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Chase. Can you say bye? Speak? Good boy. Oh, that's a good boy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. I mean, Roni says, subscribe to our channel!
Yeah, give a thumbs up if you like our dogs.
And if you want to see more of them, let us know in the comments below. As always, guys, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye! Bye!
Oh, grown.